Hey guys, welcome back to Sam's Garden Project. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've done that I've been wanting to do for a while now. It's been on my to-do list. It's been like a goal of mine from last year and this year, and we finally had the funds and we just went ahead and finally did it. So that is buying a chest freezer and also bulk buying beef. So where I live, going to the supermarket and the shops is just so chaotic. There's so much traffic and you can never get a car park, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a while now, been on one of my goals for all of last year and this year as well, is to buy a chest freezer and to bulk buy meat. So this year we finally were able to do that. I was keeping an eye out online for some good deals on a chest freezer. I wasn't too keen on buying one secondhand. So I bought one from Harvey Norman. It's just a 200 litre chest freezer, so not a massive one, but big enough for me and my partner to just store enough food and bulk buy some meat, which was the ultimate goal of all of this. So I was doing some research online trying to find somewhere to buy some beef from. So I wanted to get half a cow or half a cow, which is a side, I don't know. So I was looking at a few places and the cost per kilo for bulk buying meat ranged significantly from $20 a kilo upwards to $40 a kilo for organic. And yeah, so by doing this online research I found a company, I think they're from the other side of town, but they delivered for free. They offered a quarter of a cow or half a cow. I originally was going to get half a cow, but it would have been over $1,000 and we just didn't have that type of money at the moment. At the time we bought this. Yeah, so I ended up doing a quarter. It worked out to be about just under 32 kilos at $20 a kilo for everything flat rate. It got delivered at the beginning of May. So I placed my order in beginning of April. It took about 3 weeks, actually probably took about 3 weeks exactly, from the ordering to it being delivered. So they advised on the website that it would take at least 2 weeks. They hang the meat once it's been butchered for 2 weeks, and that helps with making, I don't know, dries out the meat, adds the flavour, makes it more, I don't know, velvety, better texture to the meat, more flavour, all the rest of it. I'm not a butcher, I don't have any knowledge in this, but yeah, so they hang it for 2 weeks, and then they butcher it up and they package it. And then it's delivered. So because I spent quite a bit on a quarter of a cow, delivery was free, and so it was delivered to my house. We did have to make sure though that we had the chest freezer like in our shed, and we had bought a chest freezer before it was delivered. So we bought the chest freezer before I even placed the order for the cow, just to make sure that I had it. And I got a really good deal. So that chest freezer was only about $250, which was about half the normal price that they were selling for. I found some good discount codes and cashback options, and yeah, I'm a couponer. Anyway, so we went and picked that up from Harvey Norman. Yep, installed it. We didn't turn it on straight away because we didn't have a need for it. We didn't need to waste the power because it wasn't, the meat wasn't delivered for like another 3 or 4 weeks, about a month later. But the main thing was that we had it in the shed ready to go. So yep, fast forward about 3 weeks later, the meat was delivered. It came in a big box, everything was pre-packaged, which I'll show you when we go out there. Pre-packaged. I was able to select the cut, like how thick and thin I wanted certain steaks. I was able to select which pieces I wanted diced, which pieces I wanted minced, if I wanted certain roasts or certain cuts. Yeah, so it was a good learning experience for my first time ever doing something like this, and so now I know what I would do differently next time, and then next time I might even get the half and have even more. But just got a quarter just to trial it, see how long it will last. Me and my partner, it's just the two of us that we need to feed. We didn't eat a lot of beef before doing this. Buying it from the supermarket is just so expensive, and would always kind of go, when we do a big grocery shop at Aldi or at Coles, would choose the economical options. So a lot of like pork steaks or beef mince or chicken breast, chicken, any type of chicken, just those proteins that are a bit cheaper than the steak that could potentially be $40 per kilo. So yeah, my reasons for doing this is, one, I didn't like going to the supermarket. It was chaotic at the best of times. and 2, I wanted to have enough food to last us. No, I'm not a prepper, I wouldn't say I'm a prepper, but just enough food to not have to worry about going to the shops. And this is also saving us money, because if we've got nothing in the house, I know that we got food in the freezer, and buying the freezer as well was a way to preserve the harvest. I want to do a lot more freezing and make the most of the garden. So things that I don't eat or I have excess of, I'm able to freeze it and I can store it in the chest freezer along with the beef. And as everyone knows, the cost of living and the cost of groceries, I saw something on like a news article that said the cost of groceries had gone up 20% in the last year. And where I'm noticing now, we're at that point in the whole grand scheme of things, I'm noticing now that the shops, going grocery shopping, it does cost an extra 20% more and it's lasting not as long. So we used to go to a big shop, like $150, $200 shop at Aldi, and that would last us about just under 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. And then we'd be making bulk, like we'd be making bulk meals, would have enough food, everything would still be in date, would have heaps of food, and that's even having food in the pantry still, like it's not going bare, empty pantry. We'd get to the point where we'll get pretty low on groceries and then we'll be like, oh, we should probably go grocery shopping, but we still probably had 1 or 2 days of food left. Now it's like we're spending more and we need to go shopping every week and a half, 8 to 9 days instead of 12 to 14 days. That's a big difference and another contributing factor as to why we wanted to do this. So yeah, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. That's why I changed my mind from getting a half a cow to a quarter of a cow, because there's a big difference between 30 kilos and 60 kilos of beef. We didn't, yeah, as I said, we didn't buy beef very often at the supermarket, so this was a way to get the iron, get the proteins in a more economical like manner, and instead of forking out money for it at the grocery store, where we'd probably only buy mince and a steak every now and then whenever we felt like steak. Steak was a rare occasion. So I think that's enough of me talking. Let's go out there into the shed and I'll show you what it is at the moment, what it was looking like, and how I'm storing it. If you have any like freezer storage tips, please let me know, because at the moment they're just in plastic bags and it's not the best option for freezer storage. So any suggestions on how to organize my chest freezer, please put in the comments down below. Alright, so here is the chest freezer that we bought. It's a Hisense, I don't know exactly the model, but it's a 200 litre chest freezer. I think it can also be converted to a fridge if you need the extra space for cold storage. Energy rating 3.5 stars, which is pretty good for a chest freezer, because you know white goods use a bit of energy, so we tried to get one that was a good size, not too big, good energy efficiency to store food. Diesel knows what's in here. So let's open it up. I haven't done anything to it, this is just what's in here at the moment. I've got some slices of cake. I need a better system because I thought the bags would be good, but it turns out the plastic is just sticking like down there. It's just sticking to the sides of the freezer and they're ripping. So plenty of beef in this bag. I tried to separate them so but tight. So this one's like stewing, but also buco, diced stewing steaks, all the tough cuts that are for slow cooking for stews. This bag has all the steaks. Got round steaks, round steaks. I fillet porterhouses down the bottom too. I don't know exactly, I don't have a list of how much kilos of each one we've got, but as you can see, that's 2 different packets. Porterhouse. And then in this one here we have all the roasts. 1 packet of beef ribs, which I'll do something with. We have silverside, beef roasts, different cuts of roasted meat. So I tried to separate them into types of meat. bag of different types of sausages. So I've used up one thing of sausages already. It was a tomato and onion and they were really yummy. A bag of mince, which I think is down there. And also, see how this bag is just falling apart. Also a bag of, no, that's the mince there. A bag of bones is underneath, which is a terrible way of storage. Terrible way of storing things, but it's all in there. So I was trying to find the cut sheet of how many kilos we got of each like cut of the meat. I don't know where it's gone, but if I do find it, I will add it to the video and let you know the run through of everything. So all up we got about 30, just under 32 kilos I think, at $20 a kilo. So all the cuts were $20 per kilo. So that ranges from the mince to porterhouses, eye fillets, all the steaks, all the roasts, all of that was just a flat price of $20 per kilo. So we only got a quarter of a cow, which yeah equates to like around 30 kilos. The bones were free. Next time I'll get more bones because I've given the dogs 2 bones each on 2 separate occasions, and so yeah, they'd go through them, and I want to use some bones to make bone broth as well. So you can see how the porterhouse, 35 per kilo, it's all the different cuts at the retail price would be around steaks $20 per kilo. Different prices. Also buco $18 per kilo. So by doing it this way you get some more expensive cuts and some cheaper cuts, but it all balances out for the same flat cost per kilo. Alright, so let's close this now. We'll go back inside and I'll just talk a bit more about the experience. So we've had the beef for probably about a month now, and we've had a roast silver side, we've had a mince, we've had the tomato and onion sausages, and we've had a steak as well, I think a porterhouse steak. Everything has been tasting amazing, everything is cooked amazing. The steaks were frozen, so I defrosted them from frozen, and the colour, the richness in the colour of the steaks and the taste was amazing. So that's better value, better quality than what you get from the supermarket anyway. So even that, a win in my books. So we've still got plenty out there. The dogs have had some bones. We've had enough food. I'm kind of want something different now, so I need to go to the supermarket and maybe get some roast chickens. I don't know. But I want to put something else in there other than beef, so I know that if whatever I feel like having for dinner that night or the next day, we could mix it up a bit. Instead of just having beef in the freezer, we can have a variety of things as well. Which is also next time I do buy a bulk lot of meat, the company that I bought them from also offer lamb. And I know that there's some other places that I haven't looked into exactly, but there is pork that you can get by bulk as well. So yep, that's definitely, next time I bulk buy beef, I'll get a larger amount, and also might get bulk lamb or bulk pork as well. Chicken's relatively cheap, but even then it's going up in price at the supermarket. So definitely something to consider if you have the resources and you got the space and also the money to be able to do something like this. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I hope this video was informative and it can show you that someone in the suburbs you can have bulk food storage. You don't need to be a homesteader in the rural area on 20 to 40 acres to kind of have an input and a choice about what food you're eating. So yep, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys, bye.